Hello, hello. I am back to help you do this thing called life. So I'm praying and praising for you. You keep doing the same for me, okay? Yesterday I was talking about how this thing is bigger than you. Um, and I really do believe that. And I said that maybe God is wanting to start something with you that's going to last beyond you. But I'd also said how maybe He wants to continue it with you. But I kind of went away from that. And I was really meditating on it this morning and just thinking about how it is so important that we don't drop the baton. That we don't, Bishop Jakes has out a book, Don't Drop the Mic. And he's talking about really communication. But this thing, I'm just talking about don't drop the baton. Whatever it is that has been passed to you, no matter what it is, no matter what it pertains to, the thing that God is doing in your family, don't you be the weak link, okay? My mind went to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We always hear about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There were some promises that God made to Abraham, but it was so big that it couldn't stop with Abraham. Then I thought about Isaac, and we don't hear, I know for me, I don't hear a whole lot about Isaac in the latter years or whatever. But then there's Jacob. And there's so much that we hear about Jacob and, him coming into the realization that he's Israel. And I was thinking about how even with him, he was being defined by his name. For so long, he was defined by the name that was given him, trickster, supplanter, which means like treacherous or dealing in treachery. And he was living that thing out until he had that encounter that let him know, man, you're Israel. You're Israel. It's like you've done this thing with God. And his life was amazing. He set things on course. He was the one that had all those sons that ended up having all those other children. And it came to pass what God had told Abraham. And then you look at Joseph as one of Israel's. And so you don't know where you fit in the lineup, but you fit in there. Just like with Jacob, what if he had let his name define him? What if he had continued on that path to just believing that that's all there was to him? But he broke out of that thing, and I encourage you to break out of it. You're bigger than your name, whether it's what your first name is that is not really an indication of who you are, or whether it's what's associated with and connected to your last name. I know in our communities, there are certain names you hear and you think, ooh, those are the fighters. You hear other names and you think, ooh, those are the loose women. You hear other names and you think, those are alcoholics, or those are bums, or they beat their women, and then there are some names you think and they have honor attached to them. You think, oh yeah, they come from a good family. Oh yeah, but whatever, don't let your family define you. If it's not if the definition isn't positive, if the definition isn't good, don't be defined by that. The city that you're in, there are certain things attached to our cities, our towns. You're bigger than that. You're greater than your name. You're greater than that city you're from. You're greater than that zip code. Man, just don't drop the baton, because there is something that you need to pass on. This thing is supposed to be growing, and it's supposed to be becoming greater. So don't let anything define or diminish you. Find where you fit. Find the thing that's been attached. And maybe All that you can see in your past is rough. So then you be the first leg then. But if you're not the first leg, whatever you do, don't drop that thing that's being passed. Not if it's good. And if it's not good, then start your own. Start your own thing, okay? But y'all, I'm telling you, it is bigger than us. It's better than us. It's great. It's great. And just don't be the weak link. Whatever you do, don't be the weak link. Pass it on. Gather yourself. Gather yourself and run on, okay? Hope it made sense. This has been One More Minute with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you gotta flutter before you can fly. But flying is in your future. I love y'all.